Though it was several years ago, my wife and I went through a really difficult year. In one calendar year, she had 3 miscarriages. We lost 3 babies, one in January, one in June, and one in October. And it devastated us. It really broke our heart. And so the next year, that summer, we were traveling and we stopped by a friend of ours' house, and the friend looked at my wife and said, "Are you okay? You've got a glow about you. You're pregnant." And that scared us. It really did, because for each of these babies, we had found out that she was pregnant. We had gotten our hopes up and our dreams up, and then we lost the baby. And so she went to the doctor when we got back home and was able to find out that yes, she was pregnant. They did the test. And then when she went back to the doctor at one point, they couldn't find the heartbeat. And that's how each of the miscarriages had started. So we were scared and devastated. We went to church that Sunday, and man, I can't even explain the emotions that were going through our heads, through our bodies. We went up for prayer, and we came back, and she sat down in the seat, and I stood there and was just talking to God and asking God what was going on. And we had already picked out names for whether it was a boy or a girl. We had decided the names of both of our kids. And in that moment where I was talking to the Lord clearly spoke to me, and He said, "You're going to have a son, and you're going to call him Jeremiah." And it was those exact words that the Lord spoke to me. And this was before we knew the gender of the child. And so I'm sitting there going, okay, what do you want me to do about this, Lord? Because if this is wrong, and this is the thought that went through my head, if this is wrong, and there's a 50% chance it could be wrong, then I'm going to look like a fool. And it was just this peace that came over me that said, no, this is God. And man, that's a tough moment when you've had 3 miscarriages and you've had these moments where your hopes were up. But that moment, I stood my wife up and I told her what the Lord had said. And it was a few weeks later that she actually fell, and she fell into a bush. And she was a little bit nervous because, of course, we had lost 3 babies before, and she went to the doctor. And I asked her if I could go with her, and she said, no, everything's okay. I just want to check and make sure things are okay. You don't need to go. And the doctor looked at her and said, well, everything's fine. Would you like to know the gender of the baby? And she's like, no, put it in an envelope, please. Don't tell me. And so he put it in an envelope, and she brought it home, and sure enough, we opened it up, and it was a boy. And his name is Jeremiah, and he's 19 years old now. And man, I want you to know that you can hear God's voice no matter what you're going through. Even in some of the most difficult times, you can hear His voice, because that's how I heard the voice of God.